our Attorney General, Douglas Moylan, and then Deputy Attorney General, Alberto Gayosa, and of course, the whole team of the AG team. We're so very happy that you were given this opportunity to be with us. So with us also are the team. We have our Assistant Principal, Miss Maria Singh. And of course, our CEO, Miss Ann Santiago. So with the counselors with us, so all of these students are from 8th grade to 12th grade. So we're so happy to hear some information with you as well as for the awareness of our students. Good morning and welcome to Guahan Academy Charter School.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Manuntag. Good morning, Starfishes. All right. What's the best charter school on Guam? Guahan Academy? Are you guys? Is it Guahan? Hey, I think I heard a different school over there. It's a Guahan Academy. Well, first off, I want to introduce myself. My name is Austin Fortuno, attaché to the Attorney General of Guam. We're here. We're excited to be with you all this morning. Did everyone get to school properly, safely? Anyone got stuck in traffic? All right. It's okay. You guys are all excused. All right, so we're here today to talk about some very important topics that your school administration, your teachers, your faculty have come up to us to talk about. Is anybody familiar with the work that we do at the Office of the Attorney General? Anybody familiar with the Office of the Attorney General? Raise your hand. Okay, hopefully that's a good thing because we take our job very seriously. We are Guam's toughest law enforcers, but who better to explain what we do than the Attorney General himself? Please welcome Attorney General Douglas Moylan.
Good day, everybody. My name is Douglas Moylan. Your parents are the ones that probably elected me or elected somebody in 2022. And I'm here to basically help you guys understand how to be successful. That's what we want to do, is be successful in junior high school, and beyond. Hopefully college for many of you guys and girls. The Attorney General is the Chief Legal Officer of the Government of Guam. It was created by Congress, and the Guam Legislature has also added duties. It's also the Chief Police Officer, the Chief Law Enforcement on Guam. So with that, thank you. With the idea that we have the Chief of Police, the Attorney General, the court system, and we're basically the criminal justice system. But who's the most powerful are you people, because you sit on the jury. When you hit 18, you're going to decide the innocence or guilt of your friends, your neighbors, people that live on Guam. So in the AG's office, they call it the Attorney General, but I have to be an attorney. So anything that you guys think about for an attorney, that is what myself and Mr. Gayoso, Al here, we're attorneys that are licensed on Guam in order to interpret the law, give legal advice, and to help our client in order to be a good resident, good citizen. Do you guys know who the client of the Attorney General is? The client of the Attorney General is all of you. It's the people of Guam. So unlike your attorney that your parents would go to and visit, that they would represent you individually, your parents individually, the Attorney General represents everybody on Guam, and especially the people that are entitled to the benefits of the legislature. So we have two topics here we're going to discuss. During our discussion, I welcome you to raise your hands. There is no wrong question, and it's important because this is about you. It's not about me or my staff. We came here today to help you understand the law, okay?
Thank you, Attorney General Moylan. All right, everybody. So as the AG mentioned, we're here to talk about some very important topics. I forgot to mention, we also have another very important guest who was joining us here today. Please welcome our office mascot, Eric the Eagle. All right. Who wants to hug Eric? Anyone want a chance to hug Eric? Well, all right. I'm just gonna say something very important. Okay. So it's very important that with this presentation that you are able to one, point your attention to the front and to listen because Eric over here. Why don't you wait for them, Eric? Eric has gifts for you guys. Eric, why don't you show them what you have for them? So after each topic, I'm going to be asking questions. You, all right. You all want one? You all want one? I'm going to be asking questions, and whoever gets the answer right gets to have a prize from Eric. So look to your left, and then look to your right. That's who you're going to compete with to get that prize. So don't give your friend the answer if you want it yourself. Okay, so again, we're here to talk about some very important topics. The first topic that the Attorney General will be speaking with you all today, right, we're Guam's toughest law enforcers. Is everybody in here a minor, yes or no? Yes. We have some 8th graders, right? So that means you're around, what, 13 to 14. We got some 9th graders, 10th graders, all the way to 8. Do we have 18-year-olds in the room? Seniors? Any seniors? 18-year-olds? Okay, we have some few. 17-year-olds. Who are the 17-year-olds in the room? Almost adults. All right. 16-year-olds. Any 16-year-olds? That's a very important age, and the AG is going to talk about that. So the first topic that the Attorney General will be speaking with guys with is the topic of minors being charged as adults. All right. Did you guys know that minors can be charged as adults? Yes? Yes? Okay. Well, the Attorney General will explain how, why, when, where. Let's give it up to the Attorney General of Guam.
Okay, so what I'm basically going to be talking to you about is that the age is important in life, okay? You guys have to understand that age is important. And that's when the law gives you benefits and also puts you at risk for certain things, okay? So before I start this, I want you guys to understand this is where I want you to be. And what I'm going to talk to you about is where you do not want to be. And it's usually the lower end, right? You don't want to be in a put at risk to have your freedom taken away. And that's what life is all about, is enjoying the benefits of the Constitution, of the government, of living a good life versus not living a good life and being put at the Department of Corrections. And for all of you, and I did not hear anybody say or admit they're 18, but the age of adulthood is normally 18 years old. That's when your parents can say, goodbye, get out of my house, and I'm not going to give you any more money. Okay? So 18 years old, realize that the criminal laws that we have are built around adulthood, okay? But let's talk about where you guys are at. I did not hear anyone say they're 12 years old. You guys are starting from 13, 14, right? Okay, so to understand our criminal code where they could take your liberty away, DYA, for you guys it would be Department of Youth Affairs, which is the kids' prison, they call it, okay? That's when your teachers, your parents might report you to the police. The police would send your case over to the Attorney General's office, and then my family attorneys would look at it and decide whether or not they're going to pick you up and put you at DYA, okay? That's when you know you're hitting the bottom of the barrel, guys. You never want to irritate your teachers, your parents. You want to conform. Unfortunately, those that are bright-minded here, you want to expand and be unique, but you don't want to be unique in a bad way, okay? So 18 is the top where you can be charged as an adult. Then the next tier that we talk about in the law is 16. Everybody that's 16 and 17 years old right now, you need to be very careful what you do in school, at your home, in your villages, in the mall, because your liberty could be taken away from you. You could be arrested, okay? Arrested for any crime that is a first or second degree felony, okay? You guys don't know what first and second degree felonies? There's a lot of first and second degree felonies. Like for all the boys out there, you guys touch a girl in the wrong way, you may have just gotten a second degree or first degree felony, and that's when the police will come over, your parents are going to be called down, and they're probably going to put you at DYA, and then you're going to be meeting my prosecutors in the family division, and they're going to look at you and charge you as an adult, okay? First and second degree felony, 16 and 17 years old. And by the way, what does that mean? That means that you're going to be charged as an adult, like the 18-year-olds I was talking about, okay? If it's a first and second degree, like murder, right? Murder. You kill somebody. You kill your classmate. You do something wrong. That'll get you a first degree felony charge. That'll get you the regular adult court before the criminal court, they call it, the adult criminal court, not the family court. Family court is to try to fix you guys so that you become good, productive adults. The adult court, they don't care. They want to separate you from the community because they don't want you hurting all the law-abiding citizens. That's the main intent of the criminal court, protect us, law-abiding citizens. Okay, does anybody know what you can be if you're below 16 years old? Is there a crime that we could charge you as an adult? What is that crime? Murder. Murder and homicide. So killing of somebody will, even if you're 12 years old, 13, 9-year-old, if they kill somebody, the legislature has said you could spend the rest of your life in jail. In family court, and this is where you guys got to understand, family court, they only have jurisdiction over you. They can only keep you to normally 18 years old. If you're not a good kid, the judge can actually keep you to 21. But normally it's 18 years old, and then your case is sealed and ripped up, torn up, where you're at now. Okay? So, for instance, on a third degree, there's first degree felony, second degree felony, and third degree felonies on Guam. So you're 16 years old, and you terrorize your friend. You keep on calling them up and telling them, I'm going to beat you up and all that sort of thing. You could be charged with a third degree felony, 16-year-olds. Are you going to go to adult court or family court? Family court. Because it's a third degree felony, okay? If you are 16 and it's a second or first degree felony, you're going to adult court, okay? So that's the importance of understanding minors being charged as adults, okay? Again, we're in an environment where I'm talking about things you don't want to know the rules and be suffering from those rules. You want to know the rules and to benefit from it, to get the good grades, to join the National Honor Society, National Junior Honor Society, to get the good grades from your teachers, follow what they're saying both in school and out of school, okay? Does anybody have any particular questions? Yes. Yes. Manslaughter is, they call it different things, murder, homicide, manslaughter. Anytime you kill somebody, even if it's on the road, and those of you guys that are starting to drive, you could be charged with homicide on the road. You take that car and hit that gas and go right through a traffic stop or drink and drive, you could be charged with a second degree or a first degree felony if your car kills somebody. It's a homicide. They don't care if it was right or wrong. It's a homicide. And you'll probably be charged by the AG's office. Okay? So life is the most precious and important thing in every community. Yes?
What about sexual assault? What punishment would that be?
It's usually first degree. It depends on what type it is, but for all the boys out there, just understand you respect women and don't touch them. Because you don't have to have sex with a girl unwillingly to be charged with first degree. You touch a girl the wrong way and you're in trouble. Okay? So just assume you're going to get charged like an adult. That is the rule for the boys. If you're 16 years old and over, don't do it because you will be charged as an adult. If you're below 16 years old, you're probably going to go to family court and DYA. Okay? And by the way, one of the biggest things that I see for suffering that goes on in family court is your parents. It pisses the parents off to no end when they get called to, first of all, come to the police station and then go before Judge Ingalls, Judge Gutierrez, Judge Barcenas every 2 weeks, every month. You guys know your parents. You think that they want to go to see a judge and wait in the court for about an hour before their hearings and then have a hearing? Basically, half the day because you guys did something wrong in school. There's a practical side to what I'm saying. You guys don't want the trouble from your parents. You don't want to embarrass your parents. and you're going to get a constant irritation. Because how long do you think family court cases take? Once they charge you and you get dragged into family court by the AG's office. And you guys have an idea of how long? Probably a year. So it's a year of your parents scolding you for having made a bad decision, okay? That's important. So in your relationships that you guys have now, Power Center is with the principal, vice principal, Singh, every teacher that has jurisdiction over you when you're not with your parents. You need to make sure, like with your parents, that your teachers are satisfied with your performance, because they're the ones that are going to pick up the phone, call the Guam Police Department, and then that'll start a very difficult life for you. And by the way, even for the minor crimes, like the ones that go to family court and go to DYA, do you think that they're going to bring you here every day? That's right. It's no, because in DYA they have their own school. So all your friends you're seeing right now, you get charged by the AG's office with a beyond control, a juvenile delinquency case, and the judge says you're going to stay at DYA for the next 2 months, you're not being brought to your regular school. All those people, the JFK, the George Washington, all the school kids that get dragged into DYA, they have a special school for them. So your entire social life is going to be messed up. And you're not going to have your cell phone. You're going to be treated like a prisoner at DYA. Okay? You guys know about that kid that escaped? See? He's down here. He's having to deal with a potential not going to school. Everybody's looking for him. When they catch him, he's probably going to get more time at DYA. That's where this conversation we don't want to have, because you guys should be joining the sports and making your Starfish team the best team. Okay? Other questions? Okay.
All right. Thank you, Attorney General Moylan. All right. So we're all informed. We're all aware. Eric, why don't you wave at all these starfishes? I want to see who in this side of the room was listening to the Attorney General. I have a few questions from the topic of minors being charged as adults. Whoever gets it right gets a prize, okay? All you need to do is raise your right hand. You guys know your right? Everybody raise their right hand? What if you don't have a right hand? You're going to have to raise something else. Your left hand. Okay, so I'm going to ask some questions, all right? So make sure that you're paying attention. So I'm going to ask, number one, can a minor distributing or selling drugs like meth be charged as an adult? Okay, got it. First hand right here. You're already ready. What's your answer? Why don't you tell us your name and then what's your answer?
My name is Baron, and I think it's yes.
Baron says yes. Do you think it's right? Yes, Baron's correct. Let's give him a round of applause. All right. Baron is correct. Let's find out why he's correct. Selling drugs, right? Distributing drugs is what kind of felony? Anyone want to take a guess? First, second. Who says first? Raise your hand. Who says second? Okay, everybody thinks it's second. Distributing or selling meth is a first-degree felony. All right, so hopefully you all understand that. So it's very serious, and we're going to talk about that in the later topic, especially involving the distribution of drugs. I have another question. Let's go on this side of the room. Don't worry, I have more questions. We have more topics. Don't worry. Okay, I have a question over here. Hello. Okay, if you are under the age of 16 years old, okay, you're less than 16, can you still be certified and charged as an adult? Yes or no? Okay, I had a first hand over there, sorry. Okay. Oh, why are you guys saying oh? Okay, why don't you tell us your name and then give us your answer?
My name's Isaiah, and it's a no.
Isaiah says no. Is that correct? Sorry, Isaiah. Okay. We want to take a shot at it? Okay.
My name is Jensen, and I say yes.
Okay, why is it yes, Jansen? If you are less than 16, why can you still be certified and charged as an adult? For what crime?
If it's like manslaughter or like selling drugs, that would be like a serious crime, so they can put you in the...
Well, selling drugs, different story, but manslaughter, killing somebody, you can still be certified and charged as an adult. So he's correct there. So let's give him a round of applause. Okay. Everybody wants a prize, huh? Well, we're going to jump into another very important topic, one that your teachers and your faculty have shared with us. We're going to talk about substance abuse. Anybody know or familiar with substance abuse? Yes? All right, we're going to talk to you guys about the abuse of alcohol, cannabis, dab pens, vapes, very serious stuff. Stuff that can get you in trouble with the Office of the Attorney General of Guam. All right, and we're going to talk about meth, right? The number one drug that unfortunately our island is facing is meth. And so without further ado, let's welcome again the Attorney General of Guam, Douglas Monins, to talk about it.
Okay, so this is, you guys need to raise your hands if you have any questions, because I want to make sure you understand what we're saying. We got a short amount of time here, right? Okay, so my question to you, is alcohol a drug? Yes. Very good. A lot of people don't think it's a drug, but it actually is a drug, okay? It takes you away from your current presence and puts you into a delirium so that you don't understand what's going around like you guys understand what's going on around you. Okay, so how many of you think that you can be arrested for vaping in school? You know, quite frankly, all you guys need to raise your hand, okay? Because under Guam law, it is illegal for your age group, any of the minors, to be vaping, smoking cigarettes, or the dab pen, marijuana. We used to call it a, what is it? What was marijuana called before? It's called a hit, pot, yeah. You know, we were all young once in our life, and it was called a hit, a pot. We all used to do it. Well, my buddies used to do it, and they used to do it in the you used to do it in the bathroom, in places where nobody could find you, and it's usually your friends that knew you were doing it, right? But you knew that if you got caught, you were going to be in trouble. In your generation right now, there's a misconception that vaping isn't going to get you in trouble, okay? It will get you in trouble. The AG's office is working with the Guam Police Department as we speak in order to, if your teachers call up and say that we have a student that was found in the bathroom smoking the cigarette, the joint, or the vape, they literally can change the course of your life for the next year by making a phone call, okay? So don't think that you can take your parents' vape or anyone's vape in order to do that, especially in school. But even if you're at the mall, it's the same consequence. You walk by a police officer, they'll get their handcuffs out. This is William Salisbury. He's a police officer, AG's office. You may be meeting him if literally you guys are vaping, smoking, or taking anything that's illegal, okay? And these cuffs you're not going to get out of. I don't care what they show about bending your fingers down. So that's the regular stuff that you guys are most common exposed to, okay? But the hardcore stuff, the stuff that's going to change the rest of your life and probably kill you at some point in your life is what they call methamphetamine, okay? It's called methamphetamine, meth. It comes in crystallized form and in powder form right now are the two different substances. But also be careful because we know that you guys that are using the vapes are trying to put this stuff in the vape. Okay? The cops know it, your teachers know it. So if they catch you with vape and you borrowed that vape container from somebody and they do a test on it and find meth, somebody used meth in your vape instrument, you're going to be charged with a potential first-degree felony if you're distributing that to other people. Okay? Especially the 16-year-olds, watch it. You could be charged in family court if your vape container, somebody put meth in it and you're passing it around your classmates. That's a distribution type of charge, okay? But let's talk too about the practical side of why you don't want to take drugs, okay? Meth, is that a natural substance or is it synthetic, made by man? Synthetic. Right, it's synthetic. It's the most perfect drug that they've made in order to make you guys monkeys. It will take your brain and it will start to create an addiction that not even the strongest person can withstand. And what is your progression from becoming addicted to meth? Once you start taking it, the brain automatically starts to become addicted. What is that going to do to you as you're taking it? What are the two organs that meth most affects quickly? Okay, I got one answer here that's correct. The heart. First, it's the brain, right? Because the addiction comes out of your brain. That's how you are addicted. You're addicted to whatever in life, cocaine or whatever drug. It starts in the brain. So these drugs and there's natural drugs like cocaine, opiates are naturally, they grow it, they take it out of plants and stuff. But not meth. Meth is synthetic. Okay, you guys know what fentanyl is? How much fentanyl will kill you? A few grains of meth will kill you, okay? How fast will it kill you? Probably within 15 minutes. That's why they've got Narcan, in order to inject it in you quickly before you're dead. So do people take, was it fentanyl by itself, or do they mix it with stuff? They're usually mixing it with things, and when you got a chemist that didn't go to school and doesn't understand what he's doing, he could be giving you meth mixed with too much fentanyl, which means that you're going to be dead in 15 minutes. Okay? Because of everything that my office is doing, and because of all your parents, they're convicting a lot of the meth addicts and the meth dealers on Guam, okay? So what's going to happen, is it a business, right? It's a business. You've got a dealer, and you've got distributors, and you take money, right? It's like when you guys go buy whatever, your iPhone. It's a transaction that's going on. Somebody has the meth, they go to the customer, and they take the money and give them the meth. What happens when you take all their customers away, and you're throwing them up at the Department of Corrections, at the prison? They lose customers, right? And what is the businessman going to do when he loses customers? He's going to start looking for more customers. And guess who he's going to look for? All you guys. And that's why, understand that if somebody is giving you a substance, first of all, you need to say no. Second of all, you need to report that person, because they're literally going to kill somebody in your school by passing this around. Because some adult that's got less customers is looking for growing new customers. And how do they do that? They first give it for what? Give it for free. If I was a businessman, that's what I would do. I would give it for free so that you take it, and what's going to happen once you start taking it? The brain is going to become addicted, where you stop thinking about everything and you become a monkey, a lab rat, a guinea pig. And all you're going to want is this. Do you guys know in 2024 how many people were killed? Murders on Guam? I think there were about 8 murders. Do you know how many of them were related to meth? All of them had a meth tie. Okay? So, boys and girls, you guys have to report this. And I'm not kidding. If you know a family member, if your parents are doing stuff like that and you're aware of it, you need to report them to save their lives. Because what we don't see in the community is what happens in family court. There are so many parents on Guam right now that are addicted to meth, and that Judge Ingalls literally takes you away from your parents, and I've seen very few cases where they've been able to restore the parents to their children again. They literally are taking you guys, your brothers, your sisters, and those nice military people that come in. A lot of them are foster parents. They donate their time to our government, to our people, to be foster parents while their parents are being taken to drug court and being tried to help out on the meth. And after, I believe it's about a year, if the parents can't fix the problem, they give you guys to these foster parents. They put them up for adoption, and they cut the parental ties. Your parents will no longer be your parents. There's no legal tie to your parents after they sever the rights. That's why if you guys have this going on in your homes, you need to report it, because your parents will probably end up dead. And I'm not over-dramatizing that. That's what I see as a private practitioner being appointed cases and as the Attorney General. This is my second term as Attorney General. 20 years ago, we didn't have this. This is a scourge being passed around by meth dealers, death dealers, that are going to use you guys in order to make money and then destroy what you have. So we talked about the brain. The brain is the first thing that gets affected by meth. What's the second? And I heard it over here. The heart. Because meth addicts don't sleep. You see the guy washing his car next to your neighbor at 2 o'clock in the morning, or blasting his music and keeps running around his house? That's the lab rat on meth. That's what it's going to do to you. And what is going on with your metabolism when that's happening? When you can't go to sleep, all you want to do is just keep on moving around and doing things. Your heart is going to keep pumping, and your heart is a muscle, right? Your heart cannot be fixed, by the way. You'll learn this as you get older. You're born with 100% pumping capacity. As you get older, it starts to go less and less, okay? So a lot of people, die in their 80s, if they're lucky, 90s. You take meth for a few years in your life, your heart is being damaged every time you're taking meth. If you're lucky enough to get off of it at some point in your life, you will have already probably reduced your lifespan by at least 10 years by taking meth. If you're not, you know what overdose is? What is overdose? Right. You overdose when you take more than you should, or the guy that sold it to you is an idiot and doesn't know how to mix the drugs, and you end up dying. Do you know how you die from drugs? What's the process in which you die from drugs? You fall asleep and you never wake up again. That's the typical death from meth. Your body, your organs start to stop. You stop breathing and you die, and then your mom finds you, and then she goes to your funeral. Okay? But before that, if you're lucky enough to survive the overdose, for all you girls out there, you guys want to be dofi? Do you know what dofi means? Dofi is a Chamorro term. It means losing your teeth, not having teeth. And you guys know that once you lose your adult teeth, your teeth that you have now, they're not growing back. And your implants don't last, by the way. The ones they drill into your jaws and stuff. And especially, and I have dentist clients, they can tell when you're on the chair on a dental clinic if you're probably on drugs. Because the implants that they try to put, drilling the teeth in and putting it in there, the body is deteriorating. It's slowly deteriorating when you're on meth, especially meth, but most drugs, heroin, cocaine, all the things that are supposed to heal in you are not healing. So you're not going to get your teeth put back, your dentures, if any of you guys know what dentures are. You're on a downward slide into the grave when you're on meth. So your brain, your heart are going to be affected first. Your teeth are going to fall out.
Affect your teeth?
Nicotine?
Yes.
It does. And the dentist will tell you that. That's why when we talk about drugs, okay? Nicotine is a drug. You look at the drugs that are good for you Food is a drug. Food contains ingredients in it that can either help you or hurt you, right? You eat good food, your body will respond positively. It'll become healthier, stronger. Your immune system will respond positively. You take certain drugs, and like nicotine, it's not considered it's also addictive, right? That's why they're not selling cigarettes as they used to in the past, but those cigarette companies were all sued because they found out after a generation of people smoking, just regular cigarettes, that it created cancer, right? And people were dying horrible deaths from cancer. It's like putting yourself in a pool. That's how you die from cancer or emphysema, is that you try to breathe and you can't breathe because the lungs are shot. They can no longer absorb oxygen. So they're horrible deaths from the different drugs you take, but recognize that meth is a drug and that you need to stay away from it to have a good quality of life, okay? You guys have any questions on this? Yes?
Why do they still sell cigarettes and stuff?
That's a good question. The government of Guam has increased, like I said, 18 years old, right? That's the age of adulthood. But the legislature has increased it to 21, right? Quite frankly, my dad was a pharmacist. He would have outlawed it. Why are we killing our own people like that, right? Why are we allowing people to kill themselves with things like that? But I mean, that's a good question. Should be a lawyer. So, does anybody have other questions? Okay.
Let's give it up for Attorney General Douglas Moynihan. All right. Let's see again who's paying attention. I'm going to go in the back. Oh, what's up? Sorry, one less count for AG.
So what we have, by the way, boys and girls, call it for what it is. Meth kills, and you got to be smart and don't start. Okay? Under that privilege.
All right, yes. What is it? Be smart. Don't start. Don't start what? Meth. Not just meth. Drugs. Vapes. Dab pens. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask my question. We're gonna change things up a little differently. We're gonna play Bring Me, okay? Bring me a dab pen. Ah, you guys are good. You guys are good. Okay, no one brought it up. Because we have our investigators here who would have grabbed you up. Okay, I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to go in the back here from the topic. Yes, you're going to win a prize. Eric, why don't you wave to the crowd there? Eric. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Okay, this is my first question. Should I make this easy or should I make it hard? Easy? Okay, I'll give you a really easy one. Under Guam law, can a minor be arrested for smoking or vaping? You're right in front of me. Okay. All right. Why don't you tell us your name and give us your answer?
Joanne, yes.
Joanne says yes. Is that correct? Yes. Let's give her a round of applause, right? Under Guam law, you can be arrested. That means your school principal can call up GPD and have you picked up for possessing vapes, smoking, etc. Okay. Great job, Joanne. I'm going to go over here. How about you guys, huh? You guys been paying attention? Okay, I'm going to ask another question. Okay, the AG talked about this. As the AG mentioned, how does meth affect your body? What organ does it affect first? I think I saw your hand go up first. Okay, what organ does it? Why don't you tell us your name and then your answer?
My name is Narix, and I think the organ that it hits is their heart.
Narix says the heart. Is that correct? Yes, Narix is correct. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, how about over here? How about over here? What's the other organ? Middle row. I want to get, okay. Why don't you shout it out? What's the other organ? Yeah. The brain. Is she correct? Yes. All right. Yeah. You should maybe go out so you can grab your prize. Okay. Let me go ahead and give this side a chance. Okay, we talked about the brain, we talked about the heart. Okay, over here, you guys want? Let me go over here. Don't worry, I got some more. Done some more. Okay, so the AG talked about this. What are some penalties or legal consequences for minors who are caught vaping or smoking after you get arrested? What can happen to you? Okay, quick. Okay, after you get arrested, what can happen to you?
You can go to court,
You could go to court. What kind of court?
a family court, or
A family court. Yes, she's correct. Give her a round of applause. You can go to family court. Who wants to go to family court? No one? Okay, good. Who's been to family court? Okay, good. That's good. All right. Let's go over here. Okay. I guess this is the part that comes after family court, okay? So let's say you get brought into family court, you're caught vaping or smoking. What can the judge order for you to do? Okay, you want to take a shot at it over there? Let me go wrap around. A judge can order you to do what for being caught vaping or smoking?
You could go to the child prison.
Yes, the child prison, DYA. Yes, it's correct. That's one way to call it, right? The child prison. Okay. All right. I think we have a few more bags, so I'm going to go in the middle here. I don't think I've given the middle a chance. So one time. Oh, you guys want to go over there? Okay. Okay. I'm on my way. You guys are excited. Okay. Let me make sure I have enough questions. Okay, so they talked about losing or having your brain being affected. They talked about your heart being affected. What else can be affected if you use meth? Over here. Okay.
mind. Your mind.
No, your mind's your brain. What else? The AG talked about it. It's a tomorrow word.
Your teeth.
Your teeth. What are you going to become?
Dopey.
Dofi. All right. That's correct. Twice. Okay, she wants twice. Right, one more on this side then. Give you guys a chance over here. Okay. You want to keep the eagle, the big eagle? Okay. Oh, talk about the eagle. I'll make it easy for this one. You wanna do it? Okay. All right. What is the name of our AG's office mascot? Eric. Is his name Eric? Is your name Eric? Yes, it's Eric. All right. Okay. I think that's all of the little Erics that we have. I'm going to go ahead and hand it to... All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hand the microphone to another special guest that is joining us. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
I'm Tony Stark. I'm really Dr. Doom. Anyway, I want to riff off a lot of what this great man, our Attorney General, had to say. And really what we're talking about here is... Hey, Eric, take it easy then. Anyway, I want to talk about two things that really are at the bottom of everything we've been discussing. And really, it's freedom, right? Freedom is really important in our, in our democracy. It allows us to do good things, and it allows us to do bad things, right? So riffing off what you were saying, you mentioned about cigarettes. Why are they still legal? Even though there have been court cases and they've been suppressed, and now they come with warnings, and there were a lot of judgments that were entered against them for money. Well, you know, the way the democracy works is that you got lobbyists and you have legislators and they pass laws, and then we enforce the laws, right? So that's the structure. But you know who has the power to change all that? Each one of you. All of you. All of you, as long as you stay clean and obey the laws. Because if you, no, listen up. If you get convicted of a felony, you may lose your franchise to be able to vote. And if you can't vote, you don't have a say in society. Which brings me to my next topic, which is related, structures. Have you ever considered that in your lifetime, you come in contact with a bunch of structures, right? What's the first one, the main one that you deal with? Well, your family, right? That's a family structure. However, it's arranged. Because sometimes parents go missing, some because they die or for whatever reason, and you're raised by a loved one, right? That's still a family, right? Why? Because you feel secure. You feel secure. You feel loved. And what does that allow you to do? To express yourself at the maximum, right? To express your freedom in the best possible way that you know how at your point in time, right? What are other structures that we encounter? Faith. If you believe, you're going to belong to a church, a temple, a synagogue, a mosque, whatever it is. Maybe not even, right? Maybe if you're agnostic, you don't do that. But that's a structure too, right? And it's organized, right? So you have clergy, and then you have the people that believe in that, that faith. What's another structure that you'll encounter in your life? You're in one right now, right? In a school. And you've got a principal. I don't know where the principal, over there. Let's give it up for the principal. She creates a safe space for you and is aided. Wait, we're going to woohoo in a minute. Take it easy. And she is supported by a team of professionals called what? Teachers, right? And what do they try to do? And staff too. All staff. They try to make it safe for you. Secure. Again, security. Keep that in the back of your head. Security. So you can what? So you can express yourself in the maximum way possible, your freedom, your God-given freedom, right? Because we're all invested with that inalienable right, which is to express ourselves in whatever manner that we feel is necessary, right? What other structures do you come into? And we've been discussing it today, is the judicial system, right? And how is that composed? Because I think when Austin asked the question before, it seemed like you didn't know exactly how it's organized. But we've got courts, right? There's a Supreme Court, right? As you can guess, because it's supreme, it's the one on the top, right? And they kind of like determine how laws are going to be interpreted and how they're going to be enforced, right? Then you got superior courts. And that superior court level, that's the trial courts, family court, that kind of thing, where you come before a judge, he'll put people under oath. There's juries. Again, the power of juries, right? Because you're going to make determinations on your fellow neighbors' behavior and whether they broke the law. Who does that? Who enforces the law? There's two structures that enforce the law. On the front line are officers who are wonderful people. And we've got a few here. Bill and this gentleman over there. Let's give it up for Gerard and for Bill. All right? And what do? Let's say it's the middle of the night and someone's breaking into your house. What's the first thing you're going to do? Well, but you're going to call the police, right? Why? Why are you going to do that? Huh? No, but why? Because you want them to come, and you want them to apprehend that person who's breaking the laws, right? Why? Because you want to feel secure. Again, security, right? And when that person gets arrested, he has to go through the system. Who's the entity that charges him with a crime? Who goes through the books? No? No. Who's the lawyer? This guy, the Attorney General. Let's give it up for the Attorney General. Okay? And the Attorney General will charge that person with a felony or a misdemeanor, whatever the crime is, because every crime has elements, right? And then they have to be proven, and the jury comes in on that and decides whether the person has committed a crime or has not committed a crime. And yet that's another structure that superimposes upon all those other structures, right? And then, of course, we have the federal government, right, over there in faraway Washington, and there's rules there too, right? And that's another structure. all these structures, what are they really geared at? They want to make it so that you can express your freedom, so that you can be, happiness, right? Security, so that you can be secure in your home, in your life, make determinations about your life without having to worry about your condition, your physical condition, any number of, just make you feel more secure. I don't have my glasses on. Oh, hold on. You can close. Let me put these, okay. Here, thank you. Anyway, so the point is to make you as secure as possible so that you can express that freedom. Because some of you might want to go on and, I don't know, become a lawyer, become whatever. Whatever it is, make it positive. Because you're going to have choices in your life, right? And you can choose the bad side, despair, right? Sometimes it looks fun over here, right? Because they're smoking or they're drinking or whatever, but one bad choice can end up costing you your life, costing someone else's life, causing pain to your family, right? Which is probably the worst, right? And then on this side, you can focus on hope. You can focus on security. You can focus on bettering yourself, falling in love. That's really at the bottom of everything, right? Let's give it up for love over there. I see you. You shook your head when I said. Anyway, so if I leave you with anything, choose hope. However you conceptualize that. And you know what? And then this hope machine over here makes you integrate back into the society, and then you give back. Because you've all been given a gift by someone in your lives, right? First of all, your parents created you, right? But there's been other people who have influenced you. The people who I have mentioned in all these structures, right? They've imbued your life with hope, with faith, with a belief that you can reach the stars. In fact, the stars aren't even the end anymore. They keep discovering new things, right? So the sky's the limit. I have faith in all of you, and I hope I never see you at our office, unless you become lawyers, and then, of course, you come back. But anyway, thanks for having me, and God bless you. Bye.
Okay, so thank you guys for all being here. I also wanted to thank your principal, especially Mrs. Manu Tag, as well as the vice principal Singh. Thank you all. Be good.
We also have some giveaways for you guys at the front, so you guys can all get up. I know it's about to be lunchtime. All right, check out our booths at the front. Thank you very much, Starfishes.
What is your name? What is your name?